Your brother seems nice.
I have words if you would hear them.
Speak then.
With anger you feel for your brother. I know it well.
You have a brother?
His name was Deimos.
Yeah! Oh shit!
He was taken by two
I
gods
just knocked over a
obsessed with
bunch of
prophecy.
shit.
The gods of my homeland seldom left survivors. So by the time I learned he had lived, it was too late for amends. His anger poisoned him against me. But I never stopped loving my brother.
We got a Deimos mention, everybody!
You've known Freyr for mere moments, and already you're taking his side?
I am not taking his...
No. You're just sharing your thoughts on a subject you know nothing about.
Hold on, I gotta pick up the fucking R-Wing I just knocked over. Give me a second. Ghost of Sparta is genuinely, probably one of my favorite, God of War games, from the Greek era. So, like, there were moments in the last game where, like, oh, this would have probably been a great moment for Kratos to talk more about, like, other members of his family that he just never did. So there being a legitimate moment in God of War Ragnarok where Deimos is brought up and discussed is great, and I love that. Gage being his himbos. I don't think I'm beefy enough to be a himbo, I'm sorry. I don't remember...
What you're doing.
Oh.
Trying to play on my sympathies in the hope I let you live.
No.
I'm only trying to help. The mistakes of the past need not be repeated.
I don't need to hear about them. I've made enough of my own, thanks.
Are you sure? I have 6 or 7 games of my past mistakes. No one can seem to agree if the mobile game is considered canon or not.
Everyone is so eager to advise me, as if any of you know me or what I need. The biggest loss in my life is due to you saving me when I specifically told you not to.
You would prefer to have died.
It was my family, my mess. I know Baldur wasn't perfect, but he was mine.
Baldur sucks, lady.
You know? You think you can even begin to understand the pain of losing a child?
Yes!
I do.
There was another. Before Atreus?
And we're talking about Calliope now.
Calliope. What happened?
It was long ago.
Never mind. I shouldn't have asked.
No, let's talk about Calliope. No, come on. We're talking about all the backstory stuff I've wanted them to talk about for like a full game at this point. Let's keep talking about Calliope. Let's keep talking about Deimos. Let's talk about his wife, whose name I fucking forget. Whoa. Let's talk about all of Kratos' past mistakes. I think it would be fun. But yeah, generally in the kind of grand scheme of God of War, like, here's the thing. The PSP games for God of War do get referenced in the mainline games, but in very, very small ways. Like, yeah, Atlas refers to the events of Chains of Olympus. But if that game had come out without Chains of Olympus being a thing, and we just knew, like, oh, that's Atlas, he holds the world up, then, I mean, yeah, that's all we would really need. God of War 3, the references to the events of Chains of Olympus or Ghosts of Sparta are, like, they're it's window dressing. You know, Hades referring to you killing Persephone in Chains of Olympus.
I found you.
Nope.
Why'd you refuse to fight me?
Every outcome would mean defeat.
What does that mean?
I have never wished you harm, Freya. You helped us. You saved Atreus when he was sick. I did not wish to live with killing you, any more than I wished to die.
I see.
And then of course, like in the end of the game, like Gaia makes mention of just like, "Oh, maybe I should have chosen the other one," in reference to Deimos, because Ghosts of Sparta hadn't come out yet, so they had to put like a cheeky little reference in there. And then of course we haven't gotten any fucking reference to Ascension, because this God of War 2018 was the first God of War game to come out after Ascension had been released, and thus far there hasn't been a reason to reference Ascension. Mostly because nothing of consequence actually happened in Ascension.
And so close to
Meanwhile, like, these references that we're getting to, like, Ghosts of Sparta, or, like, talking in depth about Calliope, they're not really window dressing. It is clearly becoming important to the narrative, because it's giving Kratos, like, a sort of, like, way to kind of, like, get through to Freya, to sort of, like, shine a light through her anger in order to connect with her on a level that they can both understand. You know, being like, having a strained relationship with a sibling, being a grieving parent. Like, God, wait until Freya fucking asks what happened to his last wife.